Good evening. Welcome to this evening's edition of the Vision Root video blog. I'm your host, Richard Urban, coming to you from historic Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. And tonight's installment is on who is writing fake news and what should be done about it. Well, I'd like to start with a clip of Hillary Clinton in about the past week or so talking about fake news. So let's watch that now.
Mention briefly one threat in particular that should concern all Americans, Democrats, Republicans, and independents alike, especially those who serve in our Congress. The epidemic of malicious fake news and false propaganda that flooded social media over the past year. It's now clear that so-called fake news can have real-world consequences. This isn't about politics or partisanship. Lives are at risk. Lives of ordinary people just trying to go about their days, to do their jobs, contribute to their communities. It's a danger that must be addressed, and addressed quickly. Bipartisan legislation is making its way through Congress to boost the government's response to foreign propaganda, and Silicon Valley is starting to grapple with the challenge and threat of fake news. It's imperative that leaders in both the private sector and the public sector step up to protect our democracy and innocent lives.
It's pretty ironic that Hillary Clinton is talking about fake news. Now, what she's referring to exactly, she didn't say, but she's probably referring to the incident where the man had walked into the pizza shop, the Comet Pizza in Washington, D.C., part of the so-called Pizzagate, and he was carrying an assault weapon, and that is a serious thing, and he also fired a shot. Luckily, no one was killed or hurt. So apparently the implication is because some media had said that there were Hillary Clinton had caused children to be chopped up in the basement or something to that effect. Well, let's get this straight here. Okay, first of all, there's nobody more fake than Hillary Clinton. And what am I talking about? She's the one who lied repeatedly about the email scandal. She's the one who blamed Russia in the third presidential debate for the leaks of information without any evidence at all, saying that 17 agencies had confirmed. Well, actually, that's two agencies. That would be the CIA and the FBI, which have been politicized, not 17. And in fact, they never proffered any evidence. They just said they thought this looked like it could be the work of Russia, hardly a ringing endorsement. Well, in fact, I said in a previous video that the release of the Democratic National Committee emails was done, according to Julian Assange. He virtually said that, even though they don't reveal their sources, he implied it strongly, by the DNC staffer who released those emails, who was then subsequently murdered in Washington, D.C. So, if you watched that comment, which I'll link here, you can see that's what he said. So this is completely bogus about the Russians behind the email. It's a complete diversion by Hillary Clinton. And what about this idea that, and one of my neighbors even repeated that fake news. She said, I'm so upset that this guy walked into the pizza place with an assault rifle. Well, of course, that's not a good thing. But the trying to pin saying the cause of it is journalists, maybe like myself, more likely people who have a much more pull, like Alex Jones. But nonetheless, whether it's a smaller blogger like myself or Alex Jones, who has millions of viewers at Infowars.com, which is a good site, we're talking here about freedom of speech. And what these people are trying to do is play a game where they're trying to accuse people of the same things that they're doing. So what happens is Alex Jones said in an article, for instance, he's talking about how, as Hillary Clinton herself has admitted, we originally funded the insurgents that are now the ISIS. The same thing happened in Afghanistan. That became Al Qaeda. Those fighters originally funded as anti-Russian fighters in the 90s later became Al Qaeda. Well, in any case, and it's well known that hundreds of Christians have been decapitated and murdered. Alex Jones was talking about. So basically, then they drop this into an article and say, by the way, he was talking about Syria. Then some other news outlets like NPR pick that up without bothering to say, oh, he's talking about Syria, and it gets all twisted around. Is this a coincidence? No, it's done on purpose. And then they say, oh, we have to ban people like Alex Jones and all these terrible bloggers. Hillary Clinton, well, probably Hillary Clinton should be banned. And then there was another laughable quote by, if it wasn't serious, it'd be laughable, like Nancy Pelosi was saying, oh, well, Mr. Harry Reid, he's such a nice guy. I mean, this is, talk about fake news. Harry Reid is known for just recently, demeaning people and saying all kinds of terrible things. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, everybody should be saying, look who's talking. Hillary Clinton's talking about fake news, Miss Fake News herself. So this is really a dangerous thing, though, because people are trying to say, even the Washington Post came up with this list saying, oh, these people like Alex Jones should be banned. And then some enlightened, not, other media pick it up in Europe and say, we shouldn't allow any of these media to be broadcast or whatever on the internet in Europe. Oh my gosh. So this is like, communist state, basically. So, wow. I mean, you have to watch out for what's going on. So they're trying to abridge the speech. And what about the Pizzagate thing? Well, personally, I think you could look up more about that if you want. What happened is some bloggers decided that, they knew that Podesta and Clinton had held some fundraisers and Obama at this pizza place, one of the several on Connecticut Avenue Northwest in D.C. And then they were saying some of the symbols on their website had to do with child sex trafficking. And actually, personally, I think they got a little carried away about it. So that means we should shut down all free speech in Alex Jones, right? Wrong. I mean, compared to the gregarious, trespasses of Miss Clinton and her bunch, I mean, it's proven that they were paying people to disrupt, for instance, the rallies of Trump. Nobody seems so worried about that. But now they're trying to shut down media because reporters themselves in the Washington Post, which I like to call the Washington Compost, by the way, get it? Wrote, such as Mark Fisher, the author, he wrote this big long thing about the comet thing, and then, referring again to that information about Alex Jones and all that stuff that was actually incorrectly quoted. And, actually, I've been in an interview with this Mark Fisher guy about the Urban Life training, believe it or not. And this guy, all the guy wanted to do, he had an agenda right from the start. I was on the Kojo Namdi show. Actually, you can find that. Actually, we have to put that link up so you can watch if you want. But all he wanted to find, he had an agenda. His agenda was prove Mr. Urban is with Reverend Moon in the Unification Church. By the way, hey, in case you didn't notice, I'm with Reverend Moon. Okay, but this guy says, aren't you with Reverend Moon, Mr. Urban? Isn't your program funded by Reverend Moon? By the way, it's not funded by Reverend Moon. What the heck? The guy's a complete idiot, to say it nicely. Anyway, well, I just found it interesting. That's a little aside, but that he's one of the authors of this article. Any case, you have to look at who's writing this stuff and what their agenda is. And if it's truthful, I stand behind what I put in my blog. It's truthful and straight up. So if I say the Pizzagate thing's a little overblown, well, that's what I think. But is there indication of sexual impropriety among Clinton? Absolutely. Clinton was known to have sexually assaulted over 20 women. Bill Clinton. That's a fact. He's known to have been on the so-called pedophile island of Jeffrey Epstein, fly there over 20 times. That's a fact. John Podesta, in his emails, he never refuted the fact that he attended satanic rituals initiated by Alex Crowley. They don't want people to talk about that stuff, so they make up all this other stuff. And now they're saying, hey, Alex Jones is going to get somebody killed. So if you say anything that they don't like, hey, you can't say that. Somebody might get killed. Shut them down. This is crazy. If somebody's news is a little over the top, like if somebody thinks Pizzagate was a little over the top, well, they can write about and say it's over the top. The real tragedy was, or the purposeful deception that they tried to link this stuff to about Hillary Clinton. They knew was wrong, dropped it in these articles, which are then picked up out of context. It purposely twisting truth, just like the same guy who wrote that article did with me. Here I am on the program to talk about my program, helping you stay sexually abstinent. But this guy, all he could talk about at every turn was, oh, Mr. Urban, don't you have an agenda being with the Unification Church? Mr. Urban, what the heck? So people have agendas and they push them. So they're trying to distract that there is, sexual impropriety among elites. It's proven, like among the Clintons and her cronies. Don Podesta does do weird stuff. I pointed out in my other article, like his, in his office is a picture of a couple men eating somebody else. That's kind of interesting. He does have pictures of nude children in his house. That's kind of interesting. What does that exactly mean? I don't know. It's kind of weird. He attends satanic rituals by, oh my gosh, Maria Abramovich. Oh, okay. See, everybody attends satanic rituals, don't they? Nothing wrong with that. This whole thing is a distraction that the Post is trying to put up, claiming that this is going to cause terrible violence, and they themselves are perpetrators of this violence. And this whole stuff about Hillary Clinton claiming the Russians were behind the hacking is completely bogus. Very likely the guy, Seth, I think Rich is his name, he was the one who leaked articles, and I believe he paid for his life with that. Can I prove that? No, but Julian Assange has said in so many words that that's the case. I'll take Julian Assange's word any day over Hillary Clinton's. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so that's my opinion for tonight. So do protect free speech. Do make sure that you support media organizations. Do not go for the communist tactics saying, like, we'll control the media. Hey, we don't like Richard Urban. Get him off the internet. We don't like Alex Jones. Get him off the internet. We're the truth. We're Hillary Clinton. We're Truth Central. Hillary and Bill Clinton. We're the most truthful presidential people in the universe. Okay. Hello. Okay, you can evaluate that yourself. All right, I'm Richard Urban. I am reporting from historic Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, and who is writing fake news and what should be done about it. So do stand for freedom. Do stand for the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law regarding the establishment of religion, nor prohibiting the free exercise thereof, nor a freedom of the speech or press, to paraphrase. So be blessed, protect your freedoms, and have a great night.